GL right now.
And sounds good on this end.
Oh yeah. Oh, I should look. I'm looking down. I'm all happy go lucky looking down, right? It's like, dude, maybe you should look up into the camera. Oh, and then hit that top button there.
Uh oh.
Yeah.
Uh oh. Stop everything.
Stop everything.
Stop everything.
I'm live. I can't really stop everything. I'm live. Here we go. So live from.
You can talk to your audience all you want, but I'm not recording.
Y'all didn't hear that in the background. It was very good. It wasn't a very pleasant statement made. Yeah, how y'all doing? I'll be keeping this B2B roll, as you already know. Yes, we got a lot of wonderful things going on. I'm probably gonna have to do this re-entry, this introduction again, because I also record for my podcast to go local on the local network, right? TBC and the local Tampa Bay Community Network. So when I do my show, you see me doing it live, YouTube, and you heard the noise in the background? Yeah, they're still acting, or I should say Big John C is still acting like there's nothing happening here.
There is nothing happening. Nothing to see here, people.
Highly unprofessional, but I'm gonna let it go this time. Which that's like the fifth time we let it go. It's like, yeah. So anyway, that's the deal. This is live, right? TBC and Tampa Bay Community Network, and it's going local. So this is my YouTube live broadcast. I'm not doing the IG live yet. So once it goes live, it's then broadcast on the local networks.
Stop explaining yourself.
Okay, that was network interference. Oh, let's go with the show. Because I don't want to have to start the show over again, because this part we're doing right now, I'm going to literally have to do over, right? Let me know when, Jay. Hey, live from TBCN. I refuse to go over the introduction again. I'm just gonna do the good part. I be Keith, and this B2B roll. Big John C working the instruments over here, and we're good. I told y'all, right? I told you I was gonna go live. Y'all think I'm joking, and I'm serious. But anyway,
let's try this one more time.
Oh no. Microphone checker, 1 2 1 2. Here we go. This is a slow day, right? I mean, this is really a slow day because we're going into the heart of spring, all right, and everything's rocking. So let's take it from there. You heard the intro like a half a dozen times, right? So here we are. I be Keith, and this is B2B roll with Big John C working the equipment. And we got a show. We got, as always, got fascinating topics on the show. Got my little notepad today. We're going to talk about something like the shooting in South Florida in Okaloosa County, right, of the airman. We're going to talk about Kendrick Lamar versus Just Drake. Because I don't know his last name. I just go Just Drake. Anybody know his last name? Make comments. All right. Puff Daddy or P Diddy. Is it P Diddy like Piddy or Pdiddy? Cause yeah, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into the Donald Trump hush money trial, but with a little spin on it. All right, a little spin on it. So here we go. the shooting in South Florida of a black man, a black airman, right? A senior airman, right? Who was 23 years old, and law enforcement bangs on his door. Boom, 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 boom. Right? He opens the door. He gets shot down. Ba-da-da-da-da. 6 shots. Drop. Boom. Right? And after the guy shoot him 6 times, he told him to put the gun down. What? Well, technically the gun is down because now he's down. Right? You see what I'm saying? But a lot of people only see that part when the deputy goes and bangs on the door, right? It's really aggressive. But they don't see the front part. They don't see the front part when he first comes to the development, to the apartment houses. And he goes through the front door, right? They said it take about 3 minutes for him to get to management, get through the front door because of management down there. And management knowing what's going on. They're like, I don't know. Somebody made a complaint. Magic. See that? Somebody made a complaint, right? They don't know what's going on. So the law enforcement agent, the deputy, comes out into the parking lot, and there's a woman, a white woman, right? Oh, no, there's something going on here. There's violence. Oh, there's all this noise, this ruckus. Blah, 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 blah. And she literally gives him an apartment number, 1401. 1401. Don't worry. Now, I just put that in there. Because there's nothing, they don't show anything, any more interaction. They show him walking up the stairs. Then they show him banging on the door and stepping to the side. Why would you step to the side? Unless you're expecting something to happen. So he steps to the side. And he don't just like move out the way of, step from the side of the door, from in front of the door. He moves to the side, like about a good 3-4 feet away. You can see it on the body cam. About 3-4 feet away, he's away from the door on the side, right? Then he announces himself again. Boom, boom, boom. He announces himself, making all the noise. And now he's sort of in front of the door. That's the law enforcement agent, sort of in front of the door, because apparently when the young man looked outside, and his name is, I'm not going to do what everybody else do, the black man. No, his name was Robert Fortson. Robert Fortson, Fortson. That's the young man, the airman who got shot down in cold blood. And I'll tell you why I say that. All right. He opens up the door, and the gun is already drawn. Law enforcement agent's gun is already drawn. But there's no noise coming from the apartment. The only noise in that area is that loud, rowdy noise is the deputy banging on the door. So he's like, okay, he opens the door. When he finally understands what's going on, he opens the door. And in his hand, he has his firearm. Robert has his firearm. And the cop, the deputy, law enforcement agent, tells him, step back. And as soon as he tells him that, boo-doo-doo-doo-doo, he lets off 6 shots. 6 shots, dropping him to the ground, dropping Robert to the ground. When he hits the ground, he tells him, drop the gun. What's wrong with this whole scenario? Oh, there's nothing. No. He fell for his life. No. What's wrong with the scenario? You're banging on somebody's door. They open the door. He opens the door, no problem. He has a firearm at his side, and he gets gunned down without a warning. I could see if he just drew the gun, if the law enforcement agent just drew the gun and demanded him to put it down, but it looks like his gun was already drawn. That his gun was already in his hand. The law enforcement agent, the deputy, his gun was already in his hand. As soon as the door opened, he was pointed, and he let off. Shot him. Told him, step back. That's it. One command. Step back. No drop the gun, but step back. And he discharged the gun. The first command should have been drop the weapon, not step back. So it's unclear how it looked in the video or the camera, the body cam. But it seemed as if though he was responding, he was doing what he was commanded to do, which was step back. And as he was stepping back, he discharged the law enforcement, the deputy discharged the gun 6 times. 6 times he discharged his gun. Boom, 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 boom. 6 times. He dropped on the floor. When he drops on the floor, then the deputy demands that he commands him to drop the gun. Well, the gun is already on. The gun is on the floor. He's on the floor. The gun's on the floor. And then there was another little thing that after hearing multiple stations hearing the same account, then you hear Robert going, I don't have the gun. The gun is on the side there. So he immediately dropped the gun, seemingly when he was going down. He got shot and threw the gun down. Most people, knee-jerk reaction, nah, I don't want to go there, but I'm going to go there, would start letting off fire back at you. They're drawing it up to respond. Even though they've been hit, they're responding. That shows you that he wasn't a killer and he wasn't a threat. Just because he had a gun in his hand didn't make him a threat. But I know they're going to try and spin it like, oh no, the deputy drew his gun. He offered a command. When being responded to that command, he then discharged his firearm. You got to look at all the things. Now, what happened with that individual, the female, who gave him the apartment number? No more from her, right? I want you to think about that. There's no more from her, no more hearing from her. But here's the little other caveat. They talk about, hey, he was on the phone doing a WhatsApp, conference with his girlfriend, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. It's all those little things. And here's another major thing. He was led to go to an apartment, 1401. This individual, the female, the woman who he met in the parking lot, gave him a specific apartment. A specific apartment. But the apartment only had one person in it. Robert. He was the only person. So who was he fighting with? Who was this great battle? What was all this thing going on? What was this fight, this ruckus that was going on? Did he destroy the apartment? Was he throwing stuff around irate because he was talking to his girlfriend on the phone? You see how it makes no sense from the very beginning? Directing a law enforcement, sort of like swatting somebody, telling them that there was this fight, this ruckus, this disturbance, this major disturbance going on up there. And I would be surprised if she didn't say, oh, he's black. I would be surprised if they did not, if he was not pointed out to be that way. And why do I say that? It was the way he approached the door. When he knocked on the door, he moved off to the side. When he went back, when he opened the door, when Robert finally opened the door, he just let off. He saw the firearm, boo-doo-doo. The cop is, and they fear for his life. Hold up. His gun was already drawn. His first command should have been drop the firearm. Should have been put down the firearm. And you saw as soon as he opened the door, Robert's hand went up, like, his not the hand with the firearm, but the other hand. As soon as he said, take a step back, he raised his hand as if, okay, you raise your hand to show people that, hey, look, okay, I am going along with what you're saying. All right? I'm following your instructions. And he shot him down. Shot him down. Two-tier justice system. Question. If he would have been white, would that have happened? Or would he have just said, gave the command, put that firearm down, buddy? We've seen that happen multiple times. All throughout YouTube, multiple times. The clinician who went to protect his client or student of his in South Florida, laying on the ground, unarmed, telling everybody, look, he's mentally disabled, he's slow, you know, and he's like, okay, and he lays down unarmed. He gets him to calm down. He lays down next to him and gets shot 5 times. Oh, you don't believe me? He just won the lawsuit. He got like $2 million from the lawsuit that he just won. The clinician, right? Then we see another episode where a man, a white man, shoots 2 law enforcement agents, walking to the other law enforcement agents who arrived on the scene with the gun in his hand. He started to point the gun. Commands, put it down, put it down. Which is opposite to the young man who got killed in the parking lot. Remember this time? I'm bringing up these things. Who got killed in the parking lot because he had a cell phone without even issuing a command to put it down. They just shot him, killed him. Boom, boom, boom. They gave him qualified immunity. You see the 2 tiers I'm talking about? This is the 2 tiers. This is the thing. This is the problem. This is the problem that's going on right now. Will this be a 2-tier scenario where they just totally exonerate the deputy for cold-bloodedly killing an American citizen in cold blood for just exercising his Second Amendment rights of having a firearm, a legally attained firearm, might I say. It wasn't crooked. It was legally attained. He was an airman. He graduated from college, graduated from high school, graduated from college, was doing stuff, trying to help his mom get a house, all the stuff, all the great things. I think he was the oldest of all the kids, setting an example, a good example. Gunned down. Gunned down. You saw no rage. Only anguish once he got shot. So how does this work out? I just want to bring this up to make sure that we are on the same page with this. This is no animosity or anything. This is just a point I'm trying to make. So whenever you hear these people screaming 2-tier justice system, I want you to think about that. When you got Donald Trump in all these court cases, talking about he got something in common with black folk, he ain't got nothing in common with black folk. Nothing whatsoever. Hell, he don't even have anything in common with the average white person. Well, if you got caught up with some of those things that he's caught up with, you'd be in jail already. You would be in jail. Forget black folk, we would be sentenced for the rest of our life. But the average white male, the average white person, if they got caught up in the stuff that Donald Trump got caught up in, or caught up in, they would be in jail, right? But I'm gonna get into that later on. Next, let's talk about something else. And I bring this up with lightheartedly, but also focused. Let me see. A couple weeks ago, right, we had a show on the show, right. I was talking about, I had a conversation with a couple of individuals, and we were talking about, first we were talking about politics, right, and it went from politics to hip hop. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. What? And I told somebody like that. I told a few people in this conversation. They're like, "What?" I said, "How do you think I feel?" I was in the middle of the conversation. I was in the middle of it, right? So, anyway, with the hip hop, and I was told, I forget exactly what it was, but I was to give an example of artists, right? A couple artists, and I couldn't name Drake and what's the other guy? Kanye, right? Because I couldn't mention. I was like, dude, I would. They're not the top on my list anyway, right? I tell them, ain't no secret. I'm no real Drake fan. Kanye, I still think he's stupid. He's a moronic genius, right? I mean, he's a genius in that. He's a genius in this venue, but every other thing he's like stupid. Okay, I mean that's my personal assessment of it, right? A lot of other people agree with me, but and I'll tell you why. Why I feel that he's slow, okay? He's slow because he just don't get some things. But here, let's go back to the Drake part, right? So I was like, why can't I use these two? But since something else is happening, I'm gonna go with Drake first. All right. Here's the deal. Drake was in case you don't know, Drake was beefing with Kendrick Lamar, or Kendrick Lamar is beefing with Drake. He's actually giving him a public butt whipping. I mean, he's like dogging him. He's like, it's like, nah, dude, and you can't shut him down. Here's the thing I've been telling people for a while. Drake is an industry darling. He's what we call an industry nig GA, right? Okay. He's not what he portrays to be. He's not no gangster. He ain't he ain't no thug. He might wear his pants past the crack of his, but he ain't no gangster. He ain't no thug. He ain't no tough guy. All right, he's a tough guy image. All right, they want to present that tough guy. Nah. And it's not because he's light skinned. Because I know some light skinned dudes that put in work. Right. That's just it. And Drake is not that guy. All right, Drake is not that guy. And whenever he's won a battle in the past, it's not because he was that much better or devastating than the other person. It's just that he had more clout in the industry, and they gave the other people less play. You know what I'm saying? They gave them less play than what Drake got. His pull in the industry. That's what I guess swayed the public perception of him winning. Okay, but you can't do that with Kendrick Lamar because Kendrick Lamar is just as big as he is, right? I mean, Drake is on a different level, but Kendrick Lamar is not that in the world of hip hop and rap. He's not. Drake don't surpass him. I mean, I forget the song, but if you listen to Black Panther, the Black Panther soundtrack, Kendrick Lamar did a couple of those tracks on there. You feel me? So that's kind of big. And anyway, so he's been going at Drake and and he's been talking about some of the things with how Drake always be leeching on little girls and stuff like that, craziness. And it's like what? And he brought up Sonya Red, some girl. She's only been in the industry for like 6 months, and Drake is all on her. But you've heard about some of his past relationships. Even had a little hookup with Sade. Wow, you know what I'm saying? He's had his share. He started off with what's his Malia.
He's a smooth operator, huh?
Smooth operator. Yeah. He started off, and here's the thing: a lot of people don't know how he started off. How you got this image. It was I want to call her video vixen. She's a video model, right? A video actress, right? Of course, that's what they're doing. They're doing acting. They're up there acting like, this guy's the guy, right? So it was, I call her Malia Malaya, right? It's, and so when she, right? Because she was like the hottest thing out. So when he had his arm locked with hers, everybody was like, "Yo, who's this dude?" Yeah, that's how Drake blew up. It's Michelle. I forget her name. But that's when everybody was like looking at him. So then they broke up and stuff like that. So he started dogging her out, trying to disrespect her because she's a exotic dancer. That's what they call them, John. Exotic dancers. Yeah. So he was trying to dog her out. Said, dude, why don't you calm down? And of course, you get all the fanboys. Oh, Drake, yeah, she's a jump off, she's a thot, blah, blah, blah. Man, get off of it. Because if she snapped her fingers, if you were in her presence, she snapped her fingers, you would be giving up all your money to her like that. Like that. So stop it. All right? Stop it. I was actually following her in, what was it, Twitter or something? I forget. It was like It was a while back. So I actually made a comment to her because I do this. People don't think they think I just popped up out of the blue because I'm so like fresh faced, right? And young and attractive. And I don't want to say sexy because a lot of ladies call me sexy. Yo, why don't you fix that equipment, man? Anyway,
Sorry, I was
back
just doing some testing.
back on the topic. So that's what he was doing. He would dog her out and stuff like that. You're too old for to be doing this, but you didn't say that, but when you was going down on that, right? Okay, all right, buddy. If y'all know what I mean when I say that, right? Yeah, So so Kendrick Lamar was like crashing in on him. It's like, yo, dude, you got this one, then you got that one, and you know what's her name, the pretty little girl from Stranger Things. She they call her Enola Holmes. She did the series Enola Holmes. Well, yeah, apparently Drake was kicking it to her when she was like 15 years old. 15, 16. They texting each other and she's like, oh yeah, blah 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 blah. Yo, dude, really? I mean, so Kendrick.
Are you talking about Millie Bobby Brown?
Millie Bobby Brown.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Millie Bobby Brown. Yeah, and she was even now, but she tried, she tried to move away from the subject or topic. But yeah, she was like, yeah, he's calling me up and blah blah blah, this and that, and we kicking it, and he's telling me about. But apparently she wasn't the only one, right? Apparently, he's like R. Kelly. he's like the light skinned R. Kelly, right? Two-tier justice system. If you dark, you better watch it. You better watch it, dude. You might not get away with the things that light-skinned people do, right? Yeah. So apparently, Kendrick Lamar has been Kendrick Lamar been like dogging him out, man. He's I don't know if y'all been watching this. They call this the best beef since Nas and Jay-Z. Wow, that's what 20 years or something like that. Mid-1990s, Jay-Z, Nas. Yeah, so that's like 20 years, wow. So, yeah, it's crazy, right? It sounds crazy, right? But you can't make this stuff up. So anyway, Lamar has been dogging him out and everything, and he's just like, Drake's response is, I don't talk about the problem. We can never reconcile that person. When they start saying that person, that means they call the smackdown. They catch the smackdown because they don't want to give him any more hype. It was the same thing with Ja Rule. I don't know if you ever heard of Ja Rule. I know you heard of 50 Cent, but Ja Rule he was doing some tracks. He was hot for a couple minutes. So 50 Cent just dogged him out real quick. Ba-da-da-da, boom, boom. He just dropped it on him. Man, da-da-da-da. You just a wankster, da-da-da-da. He just kept dropping him out. He just kept dropping it on him, right? And apparently, and Ja Rule didn't want to mention 50 Cent name. And they're like, what about the beef with? And he was like, who? Well, no, who? Because Ja Rule got that type, that type voice. Yeah. Who? What? And next thing you know, he's gone. He's a thing of the past. So anyway, this beef is getting hotter and crazier. And that is the segue into our favorite celeb, hip-hop mogul, king of the remix, Sean Combs. Sean P. Diddy Combs. Let me ask you something. Is it P-I-D-D-Y? That's just Piddy, right? That's P-Diddy?
It's
P-I-D-D-Y is Piddy.
Piddy.
So it's P. Diddy. So it's P-D-I-D-D-Y. Okay. First of all, let's deal with the Diddy part. What does P means? Puffy. Yeah, Puffy is Puffy, right? Yeah. What does Diddy mean? Okay, look it up. Look it up. Diddy is an off-slang term for, can I say a word like titty on here? Breast?
Well, you just said it.
I mean,
It's a little late now.
I don't want to
Beep.
keep going. Yeah, we had to put this on a 5-second delay. um, yeah, breasts. That's what Diddy mean. You know, the Titty. Yeah, that's what Diddy. That's what Diddy. The slang term for
Just let me
Titty.
remind you, this is public access, and we would never control what you say or do. However, we do control what time you can be on.
I'm not going into the Twilight Zone.
So just keep that in mind.
Okay, I'm gonna spell this out, right? So the more colloquial term, the more common term for breast, I can say breast, right?
Yeah.
I can say breast. The more common term for breast, right? The Titty, right? Diddy is a slang term of that. So it's like, what are you calling yourself? P-T-T-T-I-Y? What? P-T-I-T-T? What are you calling yourself? P-breast? What is you calling yourself, man? This is crazy. This is what this guy is calling himself, right? So, what was the guy name? 50 Cent. 50 Cent was talking about an incident with him and Sean Combs at a wedding, right? And he was talking about how Puff, let's say just Puffy, right? Puff was talking to Fifth, right? And he tells Fifth, hey man, so Chris Lighty, I think it was his wedding or something. And he goes, hey man, so Fifth, I'm gonna hang out, man. Fifth like, and then he goes, so I can take you shopping. What? So I can take you shopping. A lot of people don't know what that means, right? A grown man does not tell another grown man, I want to take you shopping. No, that's what you tell a chick, right? That's what you tell a woman. A man will tell a woman, right? If a woman says this, it's a different story. Oh, you need to upgrade your level. So we're going to go shopping. Okay, okay, sweetheart. Okay, baby girl. All right, let's do this. But when a man tell a man that, it takes on a whole, what is that, connotation? It's a whole different connotation for that. It's a whole different meaning, all right? Because a man don't tell a man, unless that man is like a family member, like dad telling son, I gotta take you, we're gonna take you shopping, or son telling your dad, I gotta take you shopping. You gotta step up your game, dad. Well, you gotta tell it to your mama. First, you gotta go through mom before we go to changing up my game here, right? All right, I want you to know, let her know. But yeah, you can't tell a guy that. Like, you can't tell a guy, I want to take you out for dinner. What? I mean, if it's your best friend, if you know him for like forever, and then and you broke, you go, yo, dog, let's go something to eat. That's one thing, right? But saying, I want to take you out for dinner. That's a whole different. It's not what you say; it's how you said it. Or in this case, it's not just how you said it; it's what you said. And so 50 was like, "What?" He was like, "This is expression like what?" Yo, dude, my man, what? You need to back up, sir. Because Puffy or Puff is used to talking like that. I guess he gets it from Russell Simmons, because Russell Simmons talked like that. He used to talk like that back in the 80s, right? And so Puff is like that. And he talks to people like that. He talks to them like that flirtatious way. But you're talking to dudes, man. You're literally talking to dudes. Like, hey, man, we're going to hang out, man. We're going to hang out. Because Puff got this thing called freak-offs. Yeah. We elevating this conversation, right? I should say, apparently, he has this thing called freak-offs. And what happens is that he has parties, and it gets really freaky there. The gals start walking around topless. Guys are walking around topless, whatever. Swimming in the swimming in the tub, the big 8-foot tub, the 8 by 4 foot tub or 8 by 8 foot tub, swimming in there. The guys, gals, and guys rubbing up, dancing up on guys and hugging them and getting all like comfortable, but they ain't got on no shirts. Hold up, this might be comfortable for you, but it ain't comfortable for me. So apparently, a lot of guys got caught up in like that. A lot. Period. Guys and females. You probably heard about the $20 million lawsuit, civil suit that that one of the females that he was entangled with for about 10 years, who started off in the industry. She was really young, like 19, really attractive, really pretty. She does some music, and well, he like groomed her to be like his contraband. So it'd be scenarios where she would actually be put in a position to have, sex with. Can I use the S word?
Uh, yeah, not one of the seven dirty words that George Carlin came up with.
You gotta give me that list.
Well, you don't want to. You said one of the words that's on the list, just so you know.
All right, so give me the list, so now I know which one.
I can't give you the list because then we would be breaking rules. I mean, I can't give you the list on the air.
No, on the side. Give me
on the side.
Show direct me to the list. Direct me to the source of information so I can review it myself.
Right.
That has nothing to do with you. You're not giving it to me. You're just going to point, and I'll go for my own self. Right? Okay. Who knew? Who knew? There was a whole list. And George Carlin. That's a goat. That's Richard Pryor level goat, man. George, that's goat, man. Rodney Dangerfield, man. That's like, that's royalty up there, man. So I got to see this list. Anyway, yeah. So, and it wasn't just her. It was a lot of other things. Rappers, these gangster rappers, but they run around here. They having sexual, or homosexual relationships with each other. And that's okay. That's your lifestyle. But what's going on is that Puff was using that stuff to allegedly, right? Let me put this disclaimer in there. Allegedly doing that, carrying on like that, and putting people in precarious situations. Hold on a second. You want to email this to me? Okay.
I mean, maybe I shouldn't have given it to you on the air.
Hold up. I didn't use.
The last one is on the list. You said it.
Oh, yeah, it is.
And then George Carlin said that shouldn't even be on the list. That's such a friendly word.
It is a friendly word. I agree.
Yeah.
But I wasn't using that one. I was
you used a form of it.
I use a more formal term of it. Yeah. This is like a derogatory term for it. Oh my gosh, this is such. Hey, I don't even want to see no more of that. I can't even look at that no more. Email it to me. Text it to me. Oh my God.
After you said it, I said, well, did he say anything wrong? And then it dawned on me that that was the 7 dirty words that George Carlin said that you couldn't say.
I didn't say that word. It may have been the derivative. I will not deny that, but it wasn't that word. That's like oh my gosh, I can't even, I'm about to faint. Okay, I'm hungry too, so this is really messing me up. I haven't eaten since 7 o'clock last night because I'm fasting. Doctor's appointment stuff like that. I'm fasting, right? So I haven't eaten since like 7 o'clock, and this was like freaking 17 hours, like nearly 17 hours. I haven't eaten, man. So I'm good right now. And anyway. Back to the topic again. P. Diddy. Yeah, man, he was recording people. He had like every room in his house. He had like multiple cameras throughout his house and stuff like that. And people would do something and he'd engage. And there was like crazy things. Like they would give somebody drugged up and stuff. It's some crazy allegations. This is some crazy allegations. And I have to keep saying it's allegations, but it sounds crazy. And of course, 50 was calling this out. He was like, yeah, man, y'all don't listen to him. He's on the radio show, I forget which one. Actually, I don't, but I'm not gonna give the guys no props until they start acknowledging me. Uh, he goes, "Yeah, man, this guy he's fruit pops, man. He's fruit pops." Says what? Yeah, man, you don't get it, man. Puff is fruit pops, and he tells a story about how he offered to take him shopping because yeah, and that was like one of the things that really set him off. Besides, he had already him and 50 was going at it for a while now because apparently when 50 was ghostwriting, and apparently he was ghostwriting for some songs. It was like, what? Yeah, he brought this up. Yeah, he brought this hook up. Yeah, that was me, man. That was me. Right? I was like, oh, okay, cool. But then he went to Puff to try and get a deal. And Puff was like, no, you got too much baggage. Okay, this is what happened. 50 walked into the studio, not to Puffy's office, right? Bad Boys Records. And he had a bulletproof vest on and apparently a 9mm or 10mm gun. It's like I ain't playing around. This is like right after he got shot. You heard about that, right? When 50 got shot like 9 times. I heard about it. I thought it was like 81 times because I saw him on 9 different shows, and he like told me 9 times, like 8 times 9. That's 81 times, dude. How many times you got shot, man? I don't want to make fun of it, but yeah. So it's been going on like that for a while, and it looks like more stuff is going to be happening coming out. But this thing, I don't know if you heard about it, but it is crazy in the land of hip hop. It is crazy. It is popping in there. Yeah, so let's get off of that. All right, we talked about the shooting of Robert Fortson in Ocala, Okaloosa, Florida County. Um, Kendrick Lamar and Drake battle. Well, it's not really a battle because, like I said, so far Kendrick Lamar has been waxed. I mean, I wouldn't even brought that up. I was actually thinking about it. If I was gonna brought it up, but Big John C brought it to my attention. I said, "Hold up, old white guy, how you know?" I don't want to say this, but that's what that's not what I was thinking. That's not what I was thinking. But anyway,
Talking about me?
no, no. So when he brought it up, I was like, hold up. I was actually thinking about talking about that subject matter, and I was like, yeah, okay, let's go on with this. All right. Great minds think alike. I heard that, right? Talking about Puffy, yeah, Puff is a trip. Oh yeah, in case y'all don't know, Pac tried to pull everybody's tail over 25 years ago. I forget which one it is. I think it was that diss track that he came at Bad Boys record, Biggie and Puff and all them. He came with that Bad Boy, and so he was saying he made a little comment in there. He's like, "Yeah, you know, I know." Like, I was like, "Okay, what are you talking about?" And now we know what he was talking about. Now we know what he was talking about. That this is his business lifetime apparently for a long time. So yeah, now I said that. Let's get it out. Let's go to our favorite subject topic. Subject topic matter subject topic
I
matter.
wonder what that could be.
I don't know. It can't be Donald Trump. It's, oh my gosh, Donald Trump. I thought I could get through with Donald Trump, but I couldn't. But I'm gonna put a little spin on this. I told y'all, right? If y'all heard the beginning of this, breaking news on the Donald Trump hush money with a little spin.
That's a good one, huh?
Yeah, I love that
like
one.
that
I know, I love that one. I love that one. Breaking news, hot flash. You've heard about the Donald Trump hush money. Of course, you've heard about the other ones. Well, this hush money thing probably has about maybe 34 of those crimes that he committed. 34 of them connected to this hush money thing. And a lot of people might have it wrong. You have it twisted. You thinking that, oh, it's because Donald Trump gave somebody $100,000 or tried to play off a porn star. No. That's been going on for years. That's been going on for centuries, for decades, for what comes after century, higher than century, eons. Paying off mistresses and all that. That's been going on forever. So it's not the point of paying somebody off. It's how he went about doing it. That is the problem. Because now the way he went about doing it was took it into money laundering because he lied about payments of an X amount. If you lie about a payment above, let's say, $10,000, if you are a company and you do $10,000 worth of payment, you have to report it. You literally have to report it. You can't just say, "Oh, it's $10,000." No, if you if you're like a person, average person, you have to report. If you get something over $5,000, right? You can have $400, $4,900.99. But if you hit 5,000, you have to report it. Thank you. And if you even buying property and you put down $5,000 here, right? Then they have to report that $5,000. But here's a little caveat to it. If you do a lot of payments like that, then they generate this thing called a bank or real estate agent, whatever, right? Financial institution, anything to do with money, they have to report it as a SAR, suspicious activity report. And that's federal. And that's what happened. You can't go behind, you can't say, oh, this money was done for this, but we put it, but it wasn't. It was done for something else. And why? That's so that they can keep tabs on suspicious activity, terrorist organization, money laundering organization, cartels, and all those things that go with illegal gains gotten. Okay, this is what happened.
I was gonna say he did it like a gangster.
He did it. He tried to do it like a gangster. He did not a very good gangster. which is why whenever you see a gangster movie, they want to kill the accountant. They want to take the accountant out. If the feds or whoever, law enforcement, get the accountant, they want to take the accountant out because then they could, I don't know nothing about that, right? That's what. Matter of fact, the movie The Accountant was pretty much based on that. And I'm going to put another spin on that later. But the spin with the hush money thing is that, you know what? I've been saying this and I keep saying this. All these problems, these issues, legal issues that Donald Trump is dealing with are demons of his own making. His Frankenstein monsters that he created. You know, he could have, the document case in Florida, if he just gave back all the documents, no problem. No problem. He's not the first president or vice president or high level Congress. What do you call those people who work for the country? Politician, right? He's not the first high level one who's had documents. And you know what they say? Oh, you got this document. We need it back. Okay, no problem. Go on. That's what happened with Joe Biden. That's what happened with George Bush. That's what happened with a couple other people that they want to bring up. I think Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, George Herbert Walker Bush, that's George Bush's dad, Bill Clinton, not Bill, I said Bill Clinton, the other guy, Ronald Reagan. It happened with just about everyone.
They all had documents that
they shouldn't have had it any longer. They shouldn't have had it any longer. When they lost when they left the presidency, there was no longer, that's not your document no more. That's not your job no more. Right? But he didn't do that. That was in South Florida. He didn't do that. He kept on to the documents and he lied about it. See, that's a demon of his own making. That's a Frankenstein monster that he created. The issue with the January 6th, 2 tiers, right? They talk about 2-tier justice. How many people have gone to jail so far? 1,000, over 1,000, right?
Is it that many?
Yeah, over 1,000. About 1,000.
Good.
And what's happening with him? He's fighting for presidential immunity, which will go on past the election. And once you go past the election, it is what it is, right? If he wins, it's gone. If not, then, it'll be the statute of limitation with the Supreme Court. Think about that. The indictment in Georgia. How many people went to jail? 10, 15? Who was the first person to go to jail? Since you want to talk about a 2-tier justice system, who was the first person to get locked up and not get out on time? The black guy. The black guy, remember? The one person that they did not let out. Can I get some music on that? Can I get an amen or something? The question's been answered. We'll work on that. Anyway, that's a demon of his own making. He made that phone call. We're going to try something else. We'll work it out. So, yeah, that's a Frankenstein. Again, that's a Frankenstein monster that he created, right? How many people are in jail or went to jail or lost their licenses and stuff like that, or about to go to jail. But is he going to jail? No. That's called multi-tier. Why is it a multi-tier? The black guy was locked up, didn't get out in time right away. The white folk, it took them a while, but they ended up going to jail. They had their day in court, and it wasn't good. All right? So Donald Trump, he still hasn't been called. And now talking about throwing out the cases against him. Everybody else is, they've already had to deal with their punishment. They already been punished. So now you're talking about the hush money. Here's the spin. Remember? I said demons and Frankenstein monster of his own making. Here's the spin. Michael Cohen pleaded guilty. He took the hit, right? He ate the bullet. He took the poison pill for Donald Trump. It was a federal case. As president, Donald Trump could pardon anybody who has been convicted on federal charges. It doesn't matter state on which level. If they're convicted of a federal charge, he could pardon them. He should have just went ahead. Did you hear my stomach? You hear my stomach?
I didn't hear your stomach.
Oh, man, I blew up my spot. I could feel it, though. He could have pardoned Michael Cohen. Michael Cohen didn't have to spend one day in jail. Imagine the loyalty that would have stayed, that he would have, that Donald Trump would have gotten from him. He was already loyal. He bit the bullet for you, man. He took the poison pill. He went to jail. He was in jail.
He said he would take a bullet for him. So
he would take a bullet for him. The only thing Donald Trump had to do was pardon him. That's all. Just pardon him. Especially the guy who got the keys to the closets where all your skeletons are. you might want to show favoritism to that guy than anybody else, right? And so that's what happened. Michael Cohen turned federal witness.
Well, he's taking the stand as we speak, although
today.
Yeah.
Today, he's taking the stand today.
For your live audience.
For the live audience, if you want to go view that and let me know about it, if I should ever have, face-to-face, phone calls.
Open up the chat room.
Open up the chat room. Yeah, go for it. But yeah, the only thing he had to do was pardon Michael Cohen. Pardon him. It would have been gone. Stormy Daniels' testimony wouldn't have had that much weight. Wouldn't bear that much weight, because Michael Cohen wouldn't have opened up all the closets. Michael Cohen wouldn't have turned over all that information. Wouldn't have never got that data from Michael Cohen. But he didn't. Instead, he weaponized. Where'd that word come? He weaponized the DOJ against Michael Cohen. When Michael Cohen was coming out of jail, he was going to write a book. So what happened was that Donald Trump had Bill Barr keep him in jail. What? Yeah, you heard me. Bill Barr kept Michael Jordan
Michael Jordan's in jail?
Hey, take that out. We're going to edit that, right? Michael Cohen in jail. And so Michael Cohen petitioned, because Michael Cohen, you got to realize, Michael Cohen is not no stupid person. He's top tier skill as a lawyer. He's top tier skill, right? That's just what he is. And there's no denying it. He's a great lawyer. So what he did was that he petitioned his lawyers. They petitioned the judge, and the judge looked at it like, what? Let him out. No. But blah, blah, blah. No, let him go now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Right now. Today. Get him out right now. Let him go. End of discussion. Period. That's what the judge did. So now, had Donald Trump had just pardoned Michael Cohen, guess what? There would be no hush money trial, because you wouldn't have all the data, the information, to have a trial, because those 34 charges, that's Michael Cohen. Michael Cohen was doing this stuff. He knew all the ins and outs. He knew the Trump company, the ins and outs of the Trump financial company better than Donald Trump.
But is he going to tell the truth?
Is he going to tell you? I think he's going to tell. If he's convincing, I think he's going to tell the truth because he's already admitted to lying. So they could say, "Well, he's an admitted liar." Yeah, well, I did, and he already admitted to that. He told Congress, "Yeah, I did. I lied for Donald Trump. I did." And like you said, right? He even said, "I would have taken a bullet for this man." Like a lot of those individuals running around right now, calling him the Lord and Savior, and then call themselves Christians in the same breath, right? They will go out there and tear up the Capitol. They murder people and all that other stuff and engage in all these crazy acts of violence for Donald Trump. So imagine him being even closer to Trump, getting some of the perks and the things that go along with being in Donald Trump tight-knit circle. And that's what it was. He had a very tight-knit circle. A lot of people thought they were, but they wasn't. Michael Cohen didn't. It wasn't even about thinking he was. He was. All right. He knew the ins and outs. He knew where all the, figuratively speaking, the bodies were buried. Right. I'm saying figuratively. I'm not accusing Donald Trump of murder. I'm just saying, the information. That's a term. That's a phrase. Right. He knew where all this stuff, all this bad data, all this stuff, this information, this harmful financial information stuff, and was buried. Because you know why? Because he buried it. he either buried it or he helped bury it. So that's not the person. That's the person that you want to keep on your good side, right? If Donald Trump would have been as loyal to Michael Cohen as Michael Cohen, not even as loyal, halfway as loyal to him, to Michael Cohen as Michael Cohen was loyal to Donald Trump, there would be no hush money trial. It really would be no hush money trial. You know how many people went to jail, Manafort and all these other people, and Trump pardoned them? Hell, you could pardon Lil Wayne and Dakota Black, whatever his name is, Black Dakota, and you couldn't pardon the guy who took an actual, a career-ending hit for you, bullet for you. You deserve whatever comes your way. That's called disloyalty. That's disloyalty. I once had an instructor, right, ask me a question, right? I was instructed in this school, right, martial arts, self-defense, right, and he asked me because my instructor was no longer, he left. But I came back because I knew this instructor, George Cofield. I knew him since I was 7 years old, 6, 7, maybe 6 years old, right? I knew him for 40 years, before I 15, 20 years before I even met the instructor that I was training under. And we had a conversation in his office. And he goes, let me ask you something. Should a student be loyal to their instructor? I'm like, yeah. Then the other part of the question was this. Well, should an instructor be loyal to their students? And I thought about it for a moment. Yeah. And that was basically it. He just left it at that. But I pose that question. If somebody's loyal to you, should you be loyal to them? That's a simple question. How you think about it? You can't want to put yourself on the level and then, not operate. You got to when you put yourself on a certain level, you got to put yourself mind, body, soul, and spirit. Right? You got to be there. All right? You got to put yourself on that level all the way. Can't be halfway in, halfway out. Most of my life, I was mostly in. Most of my life, I was mostly in, from this angle, right? But I never applied it to myself. I gave people great advice because their level of success. I know, I know it was great advice, but I didn't apply it to myself. I didn't put the same energy to use that advice, to utilize that. So this is something that you learn over the years, right? This is something that you got to come to grips with, right? That's called building up wisdom. You can have knowledge without wisdom, right? There could be a wise person with no real knowledge of a subject, but when you talk to them, you understood that. Oh, okay, gotcha, right? That's wisdom, okay? So I say that to say this: we have been really enjoying ourselves today. I've been enjoying myself. I don't know about you, John. You been enjoying yourself?
Yes, I've been enjoying myself very much.
Okay. You just said that because we got like 2 minutes to go.
Yes, I'm so happy we're almost done.
We said we almost over. It's almost over. I just want to do a shout out, right? Like I said, TBC, and there was a great. I think I may have mentioned it. There was a great thing that happened a couple weeks ago. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Gee, that's my age. I forget certain things. Do you remember? It was at HCC, Hillsborough Community College on Del Mabry.
What about it?
You remember the event from a couple weeks ago? You remember the name of it?
Oh, yeah. I wasn't there, so I don't remember.
There we go.
Raising the bar.
There we go.
Raising the bar.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Raising the Bar?
Raising the bar.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful event, and a lot of people showed up. And matter of fact, in the future, I want to try and get some of the guests that were there, hopefully on this show. I mean, we've had one fantastic person. Didn't know he was a fantastic person until I actually pointed out to him and showed him how he was such a fantastic person. What was the guy's name? Sergio.
Oh, Sergio Velasquez.
Sergio Velasquez, yeah. He didn't even realize we got to do a part 2, man. We got to do a 3-part series. So I just want to wrap it up and say, kick the music, John. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and here we go again. Another wonderful show. I told you it's going to be another wonderful show, right? Abby Keefe, the B-Roll, Big John Z, working the equipment, bada boom, and we are out. Can I say that? And I'm going to memorize those words, remember. In the live stream.